Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a sewer tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 18771 South Whitten Lane here in West Lynn. We're located at if you're looking at the front of the house, this is the left side facing out this big open prairie here. We have a 4-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. Our septic tank is just right here, about 10 feet away. That's been dug up, and apparently the septic tank is in need of replacing. It's rusted out and letting everything leak out. So anyway, we already know that's an issue. We're just going to make sure that the line going to it is not a problem. And right off the bat here, we do have standing water. This is right at the base of the cleanout. We'll take a look at that on the way out. Now right here is where the line ties into the tank. I'm going to turn the water off, let it drain out, and have a better look at everything. Alright, so we've had the water turned off now for a couple minutes. It should be all drained out at this point now. Anyway, we do have standing water going right up to the tank, and that water level is going up to the top of the camera, so we have an inch of standing water here. Now this is a pretty easy one to figure out, as the whole tank needs to go anyway, and we'll reel back here and I'll show the rest of this line, but I recommend redoing the line from the foundation to the tank as well. We've got two sections here with standing water. This one stretches from 5 feet to about 10 feet there. It's got an inch of standing water in it. And I believe we also have a belly here right off the bat, right inside the cleanout. The first 1.5 feet or so of the line here has actually quite a bit of standing water in it. This is looking more like closer to 2 inches of water. It's hard to, once that water level goes over the camera lens, it can be hard to tell, but there's at least an inch there for this first foot. So you've got 5 feet out of 10-foot external line here that's got standing water in it. Now, I do recommend replacing this portion as well, from at least the foundation out. I'm in a reverse direction now that the line's drained, and we're going to scope back underneath the basement floor as far as I can. We're now going the other direction, and it looks like we've got, oops, my camera's turned around. Alright, now we are going the right way here. So the standing water starts just before the clean out, so it looks like that belly is all on the exterior of the house, thank goodness. You don't have to deal with anything under the floor, at least immediately. Now it looks like there's some settling has taken place underneath the floor there. You can see the water we're going through. It's not an extreme amount of water, but it's over a fairly long section of pipe there. Now, that's one of those things that can be lived with. The only remedy for that is to saw cut the floor open and regrade all that pipe. The other thing that can be done is you can, and this is the end of the line here, is as far as we can go. The other option that's often cheaper and often makes the most sense is to especially after the house changes hands, do a rescope in about a year to 2 years to keep an eye on it. What's hard to predict is as everyone's living habits are different. So it's important if you're not going to do any correction under the floor here, just to rescope it, keep an eye on it to make sure you're not getting any debris buildup in there. Lines like this that have standing water in portions sometimes have to just be jetted out from time to time. And there's a fair amount of grease and debris buildup here in the line too. That's not going to be helping the standing water situation. So you can see here how minimal it is. I mean, you're talking only about a 1/16 of an inch there. That water is way down below the camera lens. So as long as you can see that the only thing that's collecting in the line here for the most part is grease. Now, if you're just putting regular folded toilet paper down the toilet and you want to put as little food down the disposal as possible with the septic system, your toilet paper is going to shoot through this spot with very little issue at all. So when you start putting things like paper towels down the line, tampons, grease down the sink, or cooking oil, those are the items that are really going to hang up good in a line like this. And with a septic, you have to be careful anyway. So in a situation like this, I'm not going to recommend a repair there. I do recommend rescoping it in about a year to see what it's looking like. At this rate, you'd have to saw cut up a massive portion of the floor to correct what's really a very small standing water. I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera out of the line. My recommendation here, once again, I do recommend replacing the line from the foundation out to the septic tank. It's about 10 feet of pipe, as it has about 5 or 6 feet of it has bellied out with an inch of standing water. And I also recommend doing a rescope in 1 to 2 years after moving in, just to keep an eye on the interior pipe. Make sure you're not getting any major debris buildup in there. And I'm just going to locate as much of this line as I can here over to the tank. I'll be using white paint, and I'll put some depths down on the ground here. Alright, just did a small white paint marking out here. For the most part, this is a no-brainer where the line's going, just mostly for a depth. We're at 5 feet deep here.